Do you remember that movie in 2004 with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore? It was called 50 First Dates. 50 First Dates. It was about a guy who fell in love with a girl who every night when she went to bed the next morning, she couldn't remember anything. Now that gave him a chance to do it over, make it better each and every day. When he made mistakes, he could do them over. But guess what? In real life, we don't get that chance, do we? However, we act at home with our spouse, however, we treat them, they don't forget it, do they? They do not forget it. So, I want you to think today, we're going to look at our marriage from the inside to the outside. And that means on the inside, how do we treat each other at home when nobody else is around? And the outside, how do we treat each other on the outside? Well, I have to tell you, first of all, most of the time we treat ourselves, our spouses, better in public than we do at home, right? So make note of that. And I want you to think about that. Do you treat your spouse better in public than you do at home? I mean, we all got our little quirks here and there, right? I'm going to go over 3 things. And I want you to score yourself from a 1 to a 10. Now, really think about it. Really think about it. First of all, do you treat your spouse using the golden rule? Do you use the golden rule? And that means I treat you the way I want you to treat me. And that's in everything. I treat you the way I want you to treat me. Now, of course, we have our bad days or a little this and that, and we're not going to be perfect all the time. That's okay. But typically, we treat each other uh, the way that we want to be treated. And that's at home, inside, and that's outside. The second thing is, I want you to have a checkup from the neck up. You know, this is our brain, our mind, and how we think. How we think, what kind of mood we're in, the emotions we experience, those often color everything that we do. And I want you to think, do you have integrity all the time? Give yourself a 1 to a 10 on that. Rate yourself 1 to 10 on that. Do you support your wife in everything that they do? Or this may be women watching this. Do you support your husband in everything they do? It goes both ways, right? Everything goes both ways. Do you do your part? So give yourself a 1 to a 10 in integrity, in how loving you are and supportive you are, and do you do your part in the marriage? The third thing is how we talk to our spouse. This is really important. You know, we're all taught, like when you're in a business meeting and somebody says something wrong, you don't correct them in public, right? I mean, every professional knows that. But if there is something wrong said, you go to them in private and you say, "Hey, listen, I think you said this, and I had a question on that," and you talk about it. But sometimes uh, we treat our spouses differently, right? So, how we talk to our spouse. Let's go to this. How we talk to our spouse at home. Do we talk to them kindly, the way we want to be talked to? Or do we talk harshly? Do we act totally differently? Give yourself a 1 to a 10 on that. And then, most of us in public, of course, we treat our spouse very nicely because we want other people to like us and think kindly of us. And we want everyone to think we have a great marriage, right? So I want you to take a look at all 3 of these things. Do you follow the golden rule? Have a checkup from the neck up. Check your integrity, your support, how you treat your spouse. And then the third thing is how we talk to our spouse. Because I'm doing a confidence challenge this week. It is January of 2023. And I'm doing a confidence challenge. And often, if we don't talk to our spouses kindly and supportively and encouragingly, then we kind of like tear down their confidence. And our confidence is important. It means your confidence in your marriage, your confidence in yourself, and your confidence in the work that you do. Confidence are everything. So my message today is build confidence in your spouse. Remember golden rule, and maybe they'll build confidence for you. I'm Connie Durham. Thanks for listening to The Extraordinary Marriage.